Going to be making you a cheeseburger tater tot dish out of our cookbook. It's made with our black pepper sea salt jerky. And you know, if comfort food and sustainability had a baby, this dish would be it. So we're going to get started. And you'll find it on page 32 and 33 of our cookbook that we have right here. Our TikTok shop will be open. You can find all of our products there. We've got a prickly pear chipotle, prickly pear teriyaki, black pepper sea salt. That's what we're working with tonight. And then we got tasty toppers, our cheesy bits and our bacony bits. You can find them in different configurations in one configuration with our cookbook. So to get started, I am going to rough chop our black pepper sea salt jerky. Our black pepper sea salt jerky has no added sugar. Rough chop our black pepper sea salt jerky. Our black pepper sea salt jerky has no added sugar, and it has 17 grams of protein. So about all the protein you could want in a plant-based jerky. We make it from whole non-GMO soybeans. And if you're curious what it looks like, this is what it looks like. They're various size pieces. And if you're just coming in, we're making our cheeseburger tater tot dish from our cookbook, and prepped a lot of the stuff, left some of the stuff to finish prepping up. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and hold off on prepping the jerky, but I will get started with the onion that'll end up going on the top of the dish. It calls for a quarter yellow onion. I had a white onion, so I'm going with the white onion to get it to dice it. And that's the thing about recipes. When you're cooking, you can modify them a little bit. It won't have the same outcome as the individual chef who put them together or cookbook author. But there are some things that are pretty close, and I would say a white and yellow onion. I know there are some differences, but it's close enough for this dish for us tonight. I'm going to do one more chop over these just to get it down a little bit further. Hope you're having a good weekend. Appreciate you coming by. I'm going to pop y'all up on my laptop over here so I can see who's hopping in. Let's see, there we go. Again, thanks for coming by. Again, we're making legendary tater tots, throwing it down with our black pepper sea salt jerky. Right now, I'm prepping the toppings that will go on it. We have tater tots in the oven that are getting crispy. Now, in this recipe, it calls for 2 pounds. We went ahead and went with 1 pound, just because didn't eat all those potatoes. This recipe, it calls for 2 pounds. We went ahead and went with 1 pound, just because didn't eat all those potatoes, and I'm the only one eating them. So it'll have a little more toppings on it, because I used a quarter sheet pan instead of half sheet pan. So now we got the onions done, along with some shredded lettuce, some diced up pickle that I did earlier. And now we'll do the tomato. And now we'll do the tomato. I like a clean cutting board. There we go. Welcome. If you're joining us, it's All Y'all's Foods Cheeseburger Tater Tot from our cookbook. Let me show you this again. And what we're using is our black pepper and sea salt jerky. Do a little magic with it. I'll go into that here in a minute. And the thing about our jerky in this dish, it adds a savory chew, a smokiness, and a nice black pepper flavor. And that'll go nicely on top of the tater tots. Let's do this. All right. Kind of interesting to have to think while cutting up tomatoes. Not used to that. Hope your weekend's going well so far. We're making a cheeseburger tater tot dish out of our cookbook. It's all y'all's cookbook. And it includes tater tots and a lot of other ingredients, including our black pepper sea salt jerky. So thanks for dropping by. Do you have a particular dish you like to have with tater tots? Look at that, that was perfect. Please share in the comments. Or if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And thanks for dropping in. Because of how I've got this set up, I can't see who's coming in exactly. Hey James, how are you? Welcome. I lied, I could see that. Appreciate you dropping by. We're just getting the tomatoes ready. These will go on top of it once they're done. There we go. So we've got diced tomato, diced onion, shredded lettuce, and some diced up pickle. Now, I'm going to take our black pepper sea salt jerky and dice it up. Just going to do a rough chop on it. Important to keep your fingers out of the way. And this knife, keeping my finger on top and out on the handle, there's no chance. Of course I say that. As long as you don't force it too much, you let it just cut through. I'm going to take and go the other way on this. Get it broken down a little bit more. This is our black pepper sea salt jerky. 17 grams of protein per bag. No added sugar. And it's made from whole non-GMO soybeans. So I'm going to take this, actually, I'm going to take the sauce pot that I'm prepping in, bring this back to the edge, take the old bash and chop, and drag it on in to the pot. Easily done. Now if you'll follow me over here, we're going to re-moisturize this a little bit because, you know, jerky is kind of dry. First, we're going to add in soy sauce, tomato paste, Dijon mustard, and onion powder. And let me grab this, pardon my reach. That's going to go in here, as well as half a cup of veg stock. So I'm going to blend this up. Can you see into the skillet or into the pan? So what we're doing is we're rehydrating the jerky a little bit. And again, this is going to add an amazing smoky, rich, chewy, meaty experience, but with plants. Again, this has tomato paste, onion powder, Dijon mustard, and veg stock. So I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to turn this down, and we're going to let that simmer. We're just going to let that simmer. That'll heat that up, and it'll also soak up that moisture. Come on back over here. We're going to make our cheese sauce, which is really wonderful. Pardon me. I sweat like a preacher, but I'm not a preacher. Into this, we're putting a half cup. Let's do this. A half cup of raw soaked cashews. Now I put some warm water in these, and these is soaked at least 6 hours. So that's a half a cup. And the bits on these are so small because that's how I buy them. Because I buy some cashews just to either mix. And the bits on these are so small because that's how I buy them. Because I buy some cashews just to either mix with other nuts and fruit or what have you. And then others that are just for blending. So these pieces are relatively small. So in this cup, let's see if you can see that. I went ahead and put everything together in one. I'm getting some clear bowls to do this a bit easier. But it contains nutritional yeast, onion powder, garlic powder, turmeric, and salt. And that's going to go in here as well. All right. And then I've got, pardon my drop down. I've got Dijon mustard, miso paste, and lemon juice. And I'm going to add that as well. Love Dijon mustard. And then veggie stock, and this is a half cup. Everything's in the recipe book. And now we'll put the lid, which is actually the base, but goes on like a lid. Howdy, Rhino, welcome. We're going to take and blend this all together. Lid secure. Pardon my noise. That'll make it smooth. Let me make sure that's all right. Very good. That ended up coming out a bit wetter than I anticipated, but the taste is amazing. Let's go back and check over here. It's starting to soak up the blend we put in it. Tomato paste, Dijon mustard, onion powder, and veg stock. You see how that's starting to thicken up because it's starting to rehydrate the jerky. Again, this is our black pepper sea salt jerky. 17 grams of protein per bag. No added sugar, no cholesterol. Made from whole non-GMO soybeans. And if you're just stepping in, we're making cheeseburger tater tots from our cookbook. We feature our black pepper sea salt jerky that's in this right here. And then we got some other goodies we're putting on it. The tater tots are in the oven. In fact, I'm going to check those here in a minute, see where they're at on their adventure. And we'll end up putting this all together. And our tater tots, something you enjoy. What do you like to eat them with typically? We're going to let that go a little bit longer. Okay, come on back over here. So we've got our cheese sauce. Just checking in. We've got our cheese sauce. And then to put on top of it, we got diced tomato, diced onion, shredded lettuce, and pickle. And in the cookbook, this is what it's going to look like. So all the ingredients are listed here, the full recipe, from seeds to nuts. Oh, it's on page 32, 33. And excited to see how this turns out. So again, our black pepper sea salt, it's a clean label. It's made from whole non-GMO soybeans, no cholesterol, full of fiber. It's available in our TikTok shop, as well as our prickly pear teriyaki and our prickly pear chipotle. Then we have bacony bits and cheesy bits, our tasty toppers. Cheesy bits have 33 grams of protein per bag, and great on potatoes, pasta, salads, you name it. If you're one of those fans of the cheesy crackers of various shapes and sizes, but you're avoiding gluten and avoiding dairy, this is a great way to get that amazing cheese experience without the things you're trying to avoid. Our bacony bits, 22 grams of protein, and you can buy those in the shop today. Just the toppers, just the jerky, or the jerky with the bacony bits in the cookbook. They each have 10 recipes in the cookbook. Let me check on the tater tots. They're looking pretty close to done. And the timer's telling me 2 minutes. So I'm right about there. Our cheese sauce to go on top. Looks great. The cheese sauce, so you know what's in it, is it's cashew based. From memory, I don't have it down yet, but it's a half cup of cashews, a quarter cup of nutritional yeast, which gives it that cheesy flavor and a lot of B12, a tablespoon of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of white miso paste, and that's going to get it. Those are fermented beans. You can get them dark and light. It gives it a nice umami flavor and a bit of salty flavor. Dijon mustard, garlic powder, onion powder, turmeric, half cup of veg stock, and then a tiny bit of salt. So that's what's in the cheese sauce. So now I'm going to check on the meatiness here with our black pepper sea salt jerky. And that is about done. You can see now how the moisture has been soaked and dissipated through the steam. But now that meaty goodness is ready to go on our tater tots. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the fire off on that. I'm going to take this with me. Then I don't have to come back again. Let me think. I'm getting a trivet, which is just an insulated pad for that. So we've got that. We've got our cheese sauce, lettuce, tomato, pickle, onion. And now we're going to put it together. Our cheeseburger tater tot recipes found in our cookbook. You may or may not have heard that before. If you're new here, just came in recently, welcome. I'm Brett with All Y'all's Foods. And we're putting together a great Saturday night dish that's got a ton of flavor, a ton of protein, and most people, now if you don't like tater tots, it's not for you, but the rest of us, we love tater tots. So crunchy tater tots with these ingredients, it's going to be wonderful. And let's get on with it. Shut that off. So we've covered the pan with foil. The recipe calls for parchment paper, but this is actually a really clean pan. So this is a way to keep it really clean. There we go. We'll spread those out a little bit. And then first, we're going to put on our jerky that we have modified a bit with tomato sauce, veg stock, Dijon mustard, and onion powder. So we're just going to, what I'm going to do is go ahead and back these into fill in that space on that side of the pan. And again, I don't know what the perfect way is to do this, but I'll keep going with this. So we put the tater tots in the oven at 425 for 30 minutes. I think we made it 25. No, we made it 30. So they're crispy. Now, if you don't like crispy tater tots, don't leave them in that long. But for the rest of us, that's how we do it. This is how we do it. Thanks for dropping in this Saturday evening and joining us for our cheeseburger tater tots. Remember, a portion from every bag we sell goes to Rowdy Girl Sanctuary, which is the first cattle operation turned animal sanctuary in the world. And so we help them by donating to take care of the critters. My camera woman's helping me out. Thank you. Okay, so this is the cheesy sauce we made. It's a cashew base with nutritional yeast, several other ingredients. I'm going to put some of that on here. Get that cheesy flavor. In the cookbook, it's so much prettier because Hannah Kaminsky, who did it, is actually a chef and an amazing photographer. She makes things look amazing. Bittersweet is her handle on Instagram. There we go. That looks good. Some left over. Goes great with chips. All right, then we're going to take our lettuce. And again, you can use as much as you want. You can omit things. There is no perfect way. You know, I always say that when you're baking, you need to follow along perfectly if you want the right outcome. Cooking doesn't matter. I'm going to come in from the side. Get some tomatoes on here. A few more. Okay, a few more. And just one more pinch. All right, onion. We'll go easy on onion. Okay. And then pickles, because, you know, cheeseburger, right? So again, it's what works for you. This is Hannah's, you know, the recipe from the cookbook, just as it is. So you can make any modifications you want. That's a great thing about cooking. There's no perfect way to do it. Baking's different, but cooking, do what you like. Okay, so this is our cheeseburger tater tot dish, and it's from our cookbook. It's all y'all's cookbook, which is available on our TikTok shop, along with our prickly pear chipotle, prickly pear teriyaki, black pepper sea salt, and bacony bits. There's 10 recipes for each in that. And then you can also buy just the jerky, or you can buy just the toppers, the cheesy bits and the bacony bits. There's 10 recipes for each in that. And then you can also buy just the jerky, or you can buy just the toppers, the cheesy bits and the bacon bits. So drop in, pick some up. Hope you'll try this. Let us know what you think. If you come up with a variation, love to hear what you land on. And I am going to try it. Because I can. I do not have a fork, but I do have this spoon. Wow. That is so good. Tater tots are cashew-based cheese sauce. This is our black pepper sea salt. We've rehydrated, put a little other flavor in it. Onion, tomatoes, lettuce, pickles. It tastes similar to a burger. Like you're having a burger and tater tots at the same time. No bun needed. Check real quick. If you have any questions, let me know. Happy to answer them. And again, appreciate you coming by. It's very good. It's really, really good. Join us. I'll be back soon. I'm doing more recipes out of the cookbook. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Appreciate you taking the time to drop by. And consider visiting our shop, see what there is that you might enjoy. And we thank you very much for stopping in today. Take care. Be nice to each other. Bye now.